Hey everybody, Kenny here. Welcome to my Chained Echoes playthrough. Before we get going, I just want to preface this start by saying that I had originally planned to start this much sooner, but on Friday, a buddy of mine happened to gift me a beta code for the Diablo 4 closed beta. So I was intending to make a bunch of Diablo 4 content to be posting for this week when the first part of this first session will be going up. But unfortunately, I was only able to get a single character up to the level cap during the beta, and it just there's no value in posting just one one set of builds for one of the three characters. I was originally planning to do, one for the Barbarian, one for the Sorcerer, one for the Rogue. To give my recommendations on good builds to play. But I wasn't able to get far enough with each to be able to do that. So sadly, that's it's off the board now. Maybe when the game goes live, goes 1.0, I'll I'll make some of those videos, but yeah, that's somewhere off in the future now, and it's not going to be on my channel because I don't have anything of value to provide at the moment. So instead, I'm starting my Chained Echoes playthrough very late. Like I said, this was meant to be the game that I started playing on Friday, and then I got that key and shifted my entire content schedule, and now I am very much behind. But yeah, this is going to be a little rushed, but I'm going to have to go much longer than I normally do with my first sessions. Probably going to have to go for about 3 or 4 hours, just so I'm able to cover that gap. I have a lot of meetings this week, so it's going to be hard to fit in a session during the week. I definitely have to go for as long as I possibly can. Out of the way, let's get started. Let's make sure there isn't anything weird in the menus. Oh, actually, there's no audio playing in the game right now, so I'm assuming this is okay. If I was to back out, yeah, okay. I just want to make sure that the desktop audio is getting picked up after what happened with Onanaki and with Ruined King. Do not have a good track record so far. Let's see. Why do you do this? What does this mean? Why would you show... Oh, change your text speed. What's 1, 2, 3? Aggressiveness. Aggressiveness, low, normal, high. What does that mean? So I have a theory right now that I'm going to say about what this means. If you've played a lot of JRPGs, then you know that developers create kind of AI behaviors for the skills that enemies use against your party. And sometimes they'll be kind of uber aggressive, where they'll just be nuking you constantly with the biggest thing they have. They'll just constantly be hitting you with the worst things that they have. Then sometimes they'll just take a swing at one character instead of doing the thing that could wipe out your party. think that's what this means. But this is the actual, this is an actual difficulty slider. Like far more than enemy stats. I think this is the difficulty slider right here. Saying, do you want to be nuked all the time? Or do you want them to go easy on you? So we'll keep it at normal. But that is, yeah, something to consider. I'm just going to keep the sound the way it is. I edit all that in post anyway. Full screen is fine. ×2 looks good. Button background. Huh. I do not like vibration. I'll keep autosave, but if it's the kind of autosave where it actually overwrites your save, then I'll have to turn that off. I like remember on my battle cursors. Vesta display. I'm guessing that's for the mechs. New skills display, traversal display. All right, so nothing all that crazy to change here. Do not have any saves. So. Oh, look at that. 15 save slots. 15. Do you see this, Square Enix and Airship Syndicate? 15 save slots from an indie developer. Not 10. You're not limiting us to 10, which, why do you limit us to 10? What's the point of limiting us to 10? Like this, I can see 15 because they were like, all right, we have to make this uniform for consoles. But they get, you know, this isn't an NES game. Like you can have more save files. Anyways, let's get going. Wake up. It's time to get up, Glenn. Look how lovely the sun is shining. It's so early. Oh, come on. Get dressed quickly. Your friends may come every minute. Okay. So the game paused right there to give us all of the controls. F button is exit. What? Right button is call. Okay, so this is like a Xenogears type thing. So it's like the left button will be to get out of the mech. At some point, we're going to be able to just walk around in the mech. And then you'll press that button to get out of it to walk around and fight as the people instead of as the mechs. And then the right button will be that when you have access to the mechs, you can just press that button and the mech will appear. Like calling your horse in The Witcher. In battle, right button is for switching characters, left button is for fleeing battle. Left trigger is for reward board. So I guess that's kind of like the thing from Ni no Kuni, like the stamp thing. And right trigger for the quest log. X for map. Back is for call airship, and then X for map. Okay. Y for menu, classic. B for cancel, A for use, talk confirm. Okay. Seems in order. Doesn't seem you can run any faster. Oh, we can go straight to the menu though. That's good. I don't like when Like games don't let you have access to the menu at the beginning, because even if you're going to make it that you can't mess with all the stuff right away, like, you know, let players open the menu, because if you can't open the menu, then you're going to think there isn't a menu. Until like some tutorial goes, hey, you can press this button to open the menu. Which is bad design. That's very bad design. Because if you keep something from the player until you tell them that they can do it, then up to that point, they're going to think they understand what the controls are, and then go, oh, I didn't know what the controls were at all, because you, for whatever reason, locked it off to me. Which, you know, that was very bad design in Ruined King. And hopefully, if Airship Syndicate ever makes another turn-based RPG, hopefully they won't do that again. The coast is already in sight, so stop sleeping. Huh? I'm already... It's gonna get wild soon, so get your ass up. Mom? I said, wake the hell up. Composer, Eddie Marion... I don't know how to pronounce that name. I am sorry. Do you believe this? We're on a suicide mission and he's taking a nap. No, actually, I haven't slept in days because of the mission. I don't care, boy. Get up and move your sorry ass to the captain up on the bridge. I see. So we can move slower. It's just that there's no button to toggle between running and walking. You actually have to just tilt to walk. Personally, I don't like tilt. I think that, you know, the PS2 era of giving us like pressure sensitive controls was a very bad moment in video game history. I prefer toggles over, you know, needing to have precision with how you're pushing a button or something. Because a lot of times, again, like you think you're giving the right amount of pressure, and they'll be playing a game where, like, it'll actually matter how much pressure you're giving, and you'll screw up constantly. That is upsetting. And mind you, this is just obviously for moving around, so it's not a big deal. But, like, if there's, like, a thing where, like, oh, you need to press the X button. Oh, you pressed the X button too hard. Yeah, that, like, I hate that. I have to stay on the Starinit today because I'm sick. I wanted to join battle, but Killian talked me out of it. Are you Killian? You can only talk to people with the bubble. I like that. And I'm guessing the red thing means they have something to say, and if they don't have the red thing... Yeah, I didn't notice if he had the red thing before, but... Guessing, like, you know, this is how you know that you have information with an NPC that you hadn't run into before. Which is something that every RPG should have. This mission is total suicide. We're supposed to break through the enemy lines as a vanguard. I'm scared, Glenn. What if I'm outnumbered on the battlefield? Would I be a coward to run away? Maybe you can take down one or two? Oh dear. I hope I can find the courage to do so. Yeah, so the red thing went away. But, so... Like, since we had a dialogue option there, I wonder if that's what that represents. Like, you know, like you... Let me see. Yeah. Okay, so we have a red thing with this guy, too. You look pale, Glenn. A boy with your talent shouldn't always look so worried. Okay, yeah. So that just means... You know, first time, so it's not, it wasn't representative of There being a dialogue option. So now we know. We can't talk to either of them because they don't have a thing. We can talk to you.
If I die, my family in Valeria will get the money. They're waiting for it eagerly. For the money, of course, not for my death.
Talk to this guy and this one around here. Just because your name was dragged through the mud by those miserable baboons of Amande, we now have to go on the suicide mission. We survive this, we'll get back at them. If it isn't Glenn! Excited, aren't you? Maybe a little. Relax. You just need to keep this guy above our heads clear and we'll take care of the enemy on the ground. We're a team. Together, no one stands a chance against a band of the Iron Bull. You're right. Luck has been with us for years. As long as we have this lucky charm here. Oops. You dropped it. It's broken. Don't worry about it. It isn't a bad omen or anything like that. Yep. We are doomed. We are totally doomed. If that's not like super foreshadowing, I don't know what it is. Polish, polish, polish. When I'm gonna... Oh, when am I? Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that's why like I can't do these like the dynamic dialogue things that were introduced by Final Fantasy VIII. Because like they go by too quick. And I'm fairly certain I have dyslexia. Like, like if anyone's watched any of my previous playthroughs of other games, like I think it's pretty safe to say that I have issues reading words in the right order. And I'm pretty sure that's what dyslexia is. This guy's just sitting on a bunch of dynamite here, huh? Like, the fact that they're flashing tells me that this is going to play a role. And if it doesn't, then that's like a weird detail.
Look at these babies, Glenn. Aren't they great?
Is that?
Dynamite. I've been saving for a mission like this.
You psychopath. Aren't they dangerous?
It's dangerous for the enemy. I know this stuff. It'll be fine.
You're probably right. I'm no expert.
Sure, don't worry. It'll come in handy.
Okay. The guy over there we needed to talk to, and now we lost it.
All men in barrel positions. This vanguard will not sink into the ocean. Ah, Glenn, our ace pilot at last.
I'm sorry.
Too late for apologies. We're reaching the coast soon. Glenn, Killian, you take the sky armors and go ahead. We'll follow you. Our goal is the Opus Stone. It feeds the ether cannons with energy. We'll smash that thing and clear the way for the rear guard. Understood? Ha ha ha. Our client doesn't think we'll survive this, lured by the promise to pour gold around our families after our deaths. We took the job anyways. We'll show them that we can survive. We will not let our families spend our pay all alone, right?
So, if you ever played the game Xenogears, this guy is really giving me vibes of the Sky Captain from that game. Like in Xenogears, you had an airship that you flew around that had a like a walrus captain. And since like all of his I forget like if his like all of like the dudes running the ship, I forget if they were like penguins or if they were like little dolphin dudes. But because there's a dolphin dude there, it's making me think like that this is exactly what like the comparison they want you to to think about at this part. Which, like, since it's full 2D, I know they can't do it, but every instinct of me wishes that just for this part, there's going to be like a 3D, like a perspective shift. Maybe not like actually panning, but like, just like this, this set that we're seeing, like this tile map, at like different angles. While the guy goes, "We are men of the sea."
To the band of the Iron Bull.
What? So soon? The cannon should reach us here.
Curse Tarians and their dawn technology, let's go!
Are you ready, partner?
I think so.
Rector Matthias Linda.
Say, Killian, do you believe we can succeed? What are you talking about? Of course we can. Are you getting nervous? No, I mean, maybe a little. Don't worry. We'll go in, smash the open stone, and get out. Rear guard will handle the rest. Yeah, sounds easy. Normally we would have to work 3 years for so much money. What will you do with all of it? I'm not sure. I have a wish, but the money probably won't be enough. Come on, tell me. I always wanted to have my own sky armor. That's nice. What would you do with it? Surely it's not simply for taking walks on a nice day, right? I don't know. I'd probably do the same as before. Sky armors exist for battle after all. I could tune it up and work on it on my own though. You could be anywhere in the world and yet you choose a battlefield? There's nothing left in my life. Since you rescued me back then, this mercenary band is all I have. You, however, have a family and a home. What would you do with all that money? You know that I'm not here for the money. I would choose the battlefield as well. There's still a long way ahead until I reach my dream. Yeah. Looks like we'll have to put up with each other a little longer. If we survive this, what can go wrong with our ace pilot here?
Alright, you two, enough romantic talk. You're ready to go.
Godspeed, Glenn. Watch out, Glenn. The enemy is sending their own sky armors our way. How about a demonstration of your skills, Glenn? I bet you can take them down on your own. What?
Battle Basics 1.
Battles are turn-based. You and your enemy take turns choosing actions. The order of each turn is displayed in the top right of the corner. HP represents your health. If it reaches 0, the character is incapacitated. Tech points, TP, are a resource used for skills. HP and TP are restored completely after each battle. The icon next to skills indicates the type of skill. Battle Basics 2. Defeating enemies in battles grants you access to different spoils. Loot that can be sold for money or unlock new deals. Materials can be used to upgrade weapons. Skill points used to upgrade skills. Defeating an enemy will show your loot immediately, but you will not receive it until after battle. Okay. I'm not sure why the image on the side there didn't change, because like it doesn't really correspond with what they're saying here. It should be showing like a spoils UI or something. Alright, so as Glenn... Okay, I see. So we see our skills list no matter what. But if we were to click on items, yeah. So whichever one has the colored in thing is what we're going to see on the side there. And then attacking and defending are their own things, so we don't have to think about that. So Piercer is a single blow dealing 2.2 times damage to one enemy, and Poison Salvo inflicts poison for 5 turns. We don't know how long this is going to take, so poison might be a good idea. The Hernean Sky Armor is strong against, I guess, earth and weak against wind. It can't be stealed from or canned. I'm not sure what canned means, but... let's try it. Alright, he's poisoned. Now we'll do a Piercer. It looks like that knocked off about 20% of their health. Wow. I'm gonna just do a regular attack. Alright. Got 5 SP for that. Ha! There's no challenge for our as pilot. We shouldn't fool around, Killian. Well then, get ready. Here comes a new challenger. Another 5. That's it, Glenn. Now on to the Opus Stone. Whoa. Look out for their cannons. Damn it. Killian! Both got shut down. Are you alright? Of course not. The Sky Armor is our best chance to reach the Opus Stone. As long as we still have legs to walk and arms to wield the sword, we will not give up. It's about time you get to know the battlefield outside of your Sky Armor. You've had enough training. But here on land, you follow me, understood? Yes. We fight our way to the Opus Stone on foot. Once the stone is shattered, we can wait in the rear guard. Alright. We got our party member dude here. We can walk through him, which is a good thing. Like this, if anyone who makes games ever watches this, this is always how you should do this. Never make it that your follower characters block you. Games that do that are absolutely frustrating. Because when your own party members block you, then a lot of times you'll walk through a door, you go, oh, there's nothing to do in here. Let me turn around. Oh, I can't because you're blocking me. So now I have to move around until I form the right amount of snake movement to have you follow me in the right positioning order that I can now fit myself back through the door that I just came through. This is good game design. Actually, we cannot interact with these. No interacting with that. Ignore the battlefield, Glenn. Let's take this way. Climb up. This here. Cool. Alright. So. Alright, so we have snacks, which heal low amount of HP. We have... So this is Killian. So Killian has Wide Swing, which deals his normal attack damage to all enemies. And he has Helping Hand. Restores HP. I'm going to have to look at the stats after this to Because 1.3, I don't know what that's in reference to. Like, is it 1.3 like of whatever your attack value is? Is it 1.3 of some other stat? Like, is there an actual healing stat in the game? We'll have to look. Yeah, so we'll start off with a wide swing. Now Glenn has cross slash and armor break. So let's see. Yeah, so at 1.1 times attack, they all took around 20% of their health. So going for armor break would kind of be a waste. There's a multi-hit attack that's 0.7 per hit. Now it doesn't say the number of hits though. That would be helpful to know. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 3 hits. Yeah, so if they both attack once, that should do it. No? Interesting. So even though this says it's attacking at 0.7, like it's actually closer to like 0.8 or 9. Like, you know, like his normal attack, like, you know, because each of these hits was between like 25 and 32, and his regular attack did 35 damage. So this actually does more damage than it says it does. Right. Yeah, so for that, like, you know, there's no actual, like, interaction there. Like, just moving towards it has you jump. Which, you know, once again, good game design. And we can see these guys fighting up on ramparts there. Like, the whole battlefield. We have people on both sides. You have fallen soldiers everywhere. This is a very well choreographed scene here. And they created multiple sprite animations for each character. You see the weight animation for the guard there, which, you know, obviously these are all animations that are used in combat. You know, so that's the default animation that if you encounter these guys, that's how they're standing while they're waiting to attack you. This guy attacking the shield there, you know, like that's the animation he'll use when he attacks. You know, but then, you know, they also made these little animations to show them locked in combat there. You know, these are nice touches that, you know, show care from the creative team. Oh, and also, and this is, yeah, so this is an important test that I always do when it comes to any sprite-based game. This is what I call a bad use of, oh, not bad, a lazy use of a sprite sheet. So the left and the right are actually just the same sprite flipped. And that's, yeah, that's lazy. Like, I don't like seeing that. And the reason is that, like, you know, so, like, let's say, like, this guy here, like, you can see he has his little, like, his cape. His cape is over his shoulder on the front there. So let's go and go that way. So you see his cape over his shoulder on his right side. Now, if we turn this way, now it's, his cape is over his shoulder on the left side. It's things like that. Like it's lazy to see, because when you're seeing him from the back, you can see that the way his cape goes, it can only be on one side. So, you know, so like little details like that, like it upsets me when, you know, they choose not to just put the little bit of effort necessary to make the left and the right sprite look different. And, you know, and this isn't a, like, oh, like, you know, it's an indie team. So indie devs don't, you know, they don't have the resources to do something like this. That's not the case at all. Like this is an issue that you'll see in Square Enix games. Like Octopath Traveler does this. So this is something that like everyone, like no one is willing to go and put a left and a right, with the exception of Capcom. The the Breath of Fire games, like they always have. Well, I mean, there hasn't been a Breath of Fire game in a very long time, but all of the Breath of Fire games, they always made sure that if there was a detail on one side, then they always maintained, the uniformity. They always made sure that they didn't change where that thing was. Yeah, so snacks are for HP, so I'm guessing sweets are for... Sweets are for MP, I'm guessing? Or SP, TP? No, SP is what we use for learning skills, I think. And I'm not sure because there's that star thing there also. What's the star mean? How do we see our stats? TP, okay. So I guess sweets are for restoring TP. So snack HP, sweet TP, yep. That's usually how it goes. Yeah, the sugar makes you hyper. Class emblems. Interesting. Yeah, but we can see on the side there, you have HP, TP, attack, magic, defend, mind, agility. So agility will likely determine dodge chance. I mean, it's hard to say there, because if agility is dodge, your chance to dodge, then it's also your chance to hit. Because they wouldn't overload attack to be both your damage stat and your hit stat. So if they're overloading agility to be both what you use to hit and to dodge, then that's kind of crummy. Mind is normally your magical defense. And in some cases, it's the stat that governs how much you're able to heal. But if that's the case, then Killian will have higher mind than he will magic. So magic 13, mind 25. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't think that his healing ability is based on his magic. I'm pretty sure it's based on his mind. That would make the most sense. Yep. Oh, we got dudes with big shields. Well, we know what we gotta do here. Defend. And he put up a defensive buff. But we are going to armor break you. Haha! Does that stack, though? That is the question. Yeah, so he still has his defensive buff. Which I guess the number in parentheses is probably the number of turns it's active for. And our debuff lasts for less time than his buff. And hopefully they cancel each other out. Like if we run into another one of these guys, we'll be able to test that out. We just do an attack on this guy, which does 33 damage. And we'll do another one of these to see if that extends it. Okay. It does extend it. But it only refreshes the cooldown to whatever it would naturally be. So yeah, so it's not worth it to do a debuff immediately after you've already done the debuff. So you'd want to wait until it's about to expire to do it again. Or wait until it expires if your character acts faster on the timeline. Yeah, so let's look at Helping Hand. 36. And this is 1.3 times, which he has 25, and 30% of 25 would be 7.5, so it should heal for about 33, yeah. We'll do that. Alright, defensive break is about to expire. Let's do an attack. You got a crit off? We'll just yeah, we should just do a cross slash to make sure. Alright. Only one for that guy, huh? No secret area here. None there either. In we go. And they put a little arrow to let you know that you'd walk in that door. Oops. Yep. Didn't even realize that was a door. See, while I like being able to do this, I don't like that I'm able to do this. That's not good. This should be the same as this box here. We're going to do a dead body like that. Like, do not consider them the same as this. Consider them the same as this. Yep. I can't read those, so I'm not going to try. Attack me. Really? Not one encounter through there. Weird. Can I read this? Nope. Like, if it's like an environmental thing, that's not a treasure. I wonder if there's like a visual cue to let us know. Alright, so we got another one of these guys. So now we can test if they cancel each other out, then he's going to deal around 30 to 33 damage with this attack. If they don't cancel each other out, then it depends on whether the buff provides more defense than the debuff reduces defense. So if, like, you know, like they have a 0.5 multiplier for their defense, and the debuff only reduces their defense by a quarter, then that means they're still buffed for a quarter above what their defense would normally be. So we should deal more damage if that's the case. Yep. Okay. So the defensive buff does have a higher bonus than the armor break. Now we know. It still has his defense buff up. I'm guessing that with no debuff, His attack is going to deal... around 30, like 28 to 30 damage. Maybe 31. Let's see. Yep, 30 damage. One of these is progress, one of these is not. On the dude here. Glenn, don't talk. His wounds look bad. After I was hurled from the Sternenrit. Sternenrit. Actually, is that an R or a Y? No, that's a Y there. Yeah, it is an R. Sternenrit. I wonder if in the journal if there's like a phonetic thing for that. Sternenrit. The Sternenrit. After I was hurled from the Sternenrit, I found myself in between the enemy lines. As you said, I tried not to flee, and I tried to defeat as many of them as possible. Oh, you're making our choices matter. Wow, in a JRPG. You are wild. At least I'm not dying a coward's death. He's gone. They made our choice mean something. You do not expect to see that in a game like this. Watch out, Glenn. That was close. More of them. Get ready. There are too many.
Need a hand?
Commander.
Let's show them the power of Iron Bull's mightiest team-up.
Overdrive 1. The overdrive bar is the core of the battle system. The bar has 3 areas, yellow, green, and red, representing the state of the party. The cursor shows the current position of this bar. Almost every action moves the cursor to the right. The small cursor shows where the cursor would jump to when choosing an action. So, here's something that I want to convey to anyone serious about making their own games. There's a much better way to do what we're seeing right now. If the first time you get into an encounter, you have it be that it doesn't matter where on the bar you are, then you can convey that through the actions of the characters. So we're seeing here So the three areas, yellow, green, and red, represent the state of the party. And that the cursor moves to... The cursor moves towards the red as you're performing your actions. And, and so like, the little arrow, it jumps to where you're choosing an action. So most likely what that little jump represents is you just attacking. So if at the start you can only attack, then the rest of the bar doesn't matter. And so you don't have to introduce why the rest of the bar is important, but having the bar there lets players know, I wonder what that's about. And then when you unlock skills, which most likely make it move further in, then you go, okay, so if I use a skill, then like I actually move further in that bar than I did before. But now I have to worry about getting to that red part. Like you see, like you can do this in a way where, like it's more, because we've just gone through multiple fights now, where this system wasn't in the game. We didn't see this bar at all. We had a timeline bar, which wasn't discussed at all by any of the tutorials in the game prior to that point. But we didn't have the actual mechanical thing available. So now players who got to this point are going to see this new UI element. They're going to go, okay, so why didn't any of the stuff that I did before matter? Like you see what I'm saying? It hurts the natural progression of the player into the game.
When reaching the green area, the party is warmed up and is in perfect synergy. This is called overdrive. In overdrive, the party takes less damage, deals more damage, and most importantly, only needs to spend half the amount of TP on skills. Always try to stay in overdrive.
Okay. So you don't want to use your skills unless you're in the green. And most likely to get out of the green, you have to defend. Or there will probably be certain skills that actually let you reduce your overdrive.
Eventually, the party will reach the red area and become overheated. This will let the enemy deal massive damage to you. In order to stay in overdrive, the cursor must be moved back to the left. This can be done with one of the following actions. Ways of lowering the overdrive bar. While in overdrive or overheat, an icon will appear in the box left of the bar. This icon represents a skill type. The number next to it shows how many turns the party has before the skill type switches. Using the corresponding skill will make the cursor jump to the left by a great margin. Skills of the corresponding type are also marked yellow. Interesting. Okay. We can see on the UI thing there, Poetic March is some kind of buff, judging by the upward blue arrow. So using Poetic March when it is yellow will let us go back to the safe zone. Switching out characters in battle. More details later. Okay, so switching out characters in battle is a way of reducing the thing. Alright. Using the defend action. Yeah, so I thought to be the case. Use an ultra move. More details later. Okay, so like limit breaks, go and use up your bar also. Alright. Or reset the bar, I guess. Yeah, makes sense. Now, these are good mechanical... There's good mechanical reasoning to things. I mean, like the arbitrary nature of which skills reduce it isn't great, but,
Like it's a way of keeping the player on their toes, which is always good.
Actions move the party's position on the overdrive bar. Try to reach and stay in the green area. Overdrive effects. Damage dealt is raised. Damage received is lowered. Skills cost half TP. Overheat effects. Red area of the bar raises damage received. Stay out. Use different options to make the cursor move back to the left.
Alright. Yeah, so we want to do an attack on everyone. About 1.1. A good amount. Yes, we're not even going to bother with you right now. Okay, a magical fire attack deals double damage. Motivating words is a buff that increases defense and mind by 15% for 4 turns. Okay, so it goes by percentages. Yeah, this is a bad way to do that. Like, you shouldn't do multipliers and percentages. I mean, because, yeah, obviously, UI-wise, like, someone who doesn't have very good vision may very easily confuse the two. So, so even though, obviously, that's increases defense and mind by 15%, if you're looking at the 2 times, and you've been seeing all of the 1.1 times and all that prior to this, and seeing this, if your vision isn't very good, you might go, oh, it increases my defense and mind by 15 times? That's crazy. Yeah, it's not like that. Like, you should not do it like that. Like, you could do 0.15 times. Like, people understand what you mean. And mind you, that wouldn't be 15%, but... Let's see. I wish there was a way to see what their skills are. The Y just lets you look at... What is happening right now? Oh, I see. So if you press Y, you can see a breakdown of what buffs and debuffs each character has. First, all of your team, and then all of the enemy team. That's nice. Yeah, no other... Like we can't see what their stats are. And it looks like this guy is wielding a shield and a hammer. So I don't think he's really a mage, but he has a magical fire attack. I mean, it only affects one character at a time, though. Their weakness is fire, so... Oh, that wasn't the dolphin. That was the captain that did that. Okay. The dolphin's up next. Yes, we were to do armor break right now, then it would move it back because we're currently in debuff for the next 4 turns. Slash would do some work on one of these guys. Right, got that one out of the way. This guy does water and magic. And poison. Yes, we want to back it up a little bit. So do a poison smash on this guy. And then we can look at here and see that... Oop, here we go. We can see that that guy has a defensive buff and he's poisoned. We want to do a wide swing. Well, now we want to do a helping hand on our dolphin here. And do another fire burst on this guy. Another cross dash on one of these. Now we'll poison smash this one. Alright. Worked perfectly. We're gonna do this. Okay, that would affect everybody. Yeah, because now we're on buff instead of debuff. Let's do that. Do a helping hand on him. Now cross slash on this guy. And we are looking good. He's still poisoned. Yes. Still poisoned for 4 turns. Yeah, so that lasts a while, so we don't have to worry about that. Water prison. And we haven't seen it, so might as well. Good little damage. And it's over. Cool.
So you live?
Barely.
Fools, the Sky Armors were our biggest hope to end all of this quickly.
We didn't stand a chance.
They call you an ace pilot, and yet you can't even...
Shut up, both of you. Save your strength. The stone is near. We'll find the remaining foes on foot. Forward.
Hello, Anubis robot.
The Sky Armor again? This is bad.
No choice but to fight it now.
Where'd you guys come from?
Don't worry, Commander.
Guys,
We will deal with it. You go and destroy the stone.
stay alive, you hear me?
Of course.
Yeah, they still haven't paid off the dynamite guy yet. Like, is that decision gonna have any effect?
So, the enemy reached the stone.
I'm sorry, my lord. The casualties were...
Spare me the details. Everything is going according to plan. Time for the final act.